As of late, the internet has been buzzing with two rappers. Number one, Eminem or Slim Shady, and number two, Machine Gun Kelly or MGK. These two rappers have been going head to head, and they've been pulling the internet by a huge tidal wave. Wherever they're going, the whole crowd follows. Machine Gun Kelly releases an album, the whole internet flocks on his side. And then they're waiting for the response. And then Eminem or Slim Shady releases an album, the whole crowd flocks to where Eminem is. They go back and forth, and they are being swung back and forth as a pendulum. People are being swung back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And what you get ultimately, ladies and gentlemen, is you get high waves of people who all flock like a crowd, all with one mind, all with one goal. They want to remain within the pendulum effect. They love that feeling of being inside of a crowd. They love being a part of a moving pendulum, because that is what they live by. You see, several years ago, Eminem came out with an album entitled Rap God, and this is the album cover. You see Eminem holding the devil horns right above his head, and he calls himself the Rap God. A question that you will hear in the rap industry is, why be a king, or why settle for being a king when you can be a god? Everybody wants to be a god. Man wants to be like the Most High God. Now, when you take that title of a god upon yourself, that means that title demands worship. Strange question, do people worship Eminem? The answer is actually, surprisingly, yes. Most people do worship Eminem. Most people worship Slim Shady. First of all, most people praise Slim Shady without even recognizing that Slim Shady is actually a demon counterpart of Eminem. He is the evil part of Eminem. He is the one that causes him to do bad things, just like Nicki Minaj and her alter ego. Just like Beyonce and her alter ego, Sasha Fierce. Just like Rihanna and her alter ego, Good Girl Gone Bad. You see these kinds of things over and over again. These people aren't playing. They're not playing games with you. They're not even telling you something that's not real, because it is very real. And if these things are real, do you know what that means? That means they are telling you word for word the devil exists. They're telling you the devil is real. Are you going to believe what they're telling you, or are you just going to blindly cover these things and pretend like you never heard them, and you're just going to think to yourself, wow, these people are just so inspirational. They are just so creative. They've created these alter egos just for the sake of making it big. Wow, I want an alter ego myself. Be careful what you wish for, my friends, because you just might get it. All throughout Eminem's rap career, you clearly see from the very beginning, he explains, or he shows, he displays, should I say, a very disturbed young person. His mind is disturbed. For those people who do not know fully who Eminem really is, Eminem had a rough childhood. He was bullied when he was young. He was abused when he was young. He saw death in the form of suicide around him growing up when he was young. He was married, then divorced, married, then divorced twice. Abuse all throughout his relationship. His lyrics were all disturbing and full of evil and sinister plots. Now the question is simple. When you grew up around all of these kinds of negative things around you, what do you think begins to happen to your mind? Well, your mind becomes corrupted. You are willing to accept any means possible to be able to escape from that life of torture. He was living in a nightmare. He needed to escape that reality. And you know what he did? He sold his soul away and took that brass ring and started running with it to the ends of the earth. And it was no secret why he became famous so quickly, because it was due to his alter ego called Slim Shady. Slim Shady was the one that rose to fame, caused Eminem's name to be taken to new heights in the industry. How do we know he sold his soul away? If anybody is going to be real about his life, you know Eminem is not going to be joking around in the words that he speaks. Listen to his own lyrics. Here are the words. This is not a game, this fame. In real life, this is sick. I never dreamt I'd get to the level that I'm at. This is whack. This is more than I ever could have asked. If I could go back, I never would have rapped. I sold my soul to the devil. I'll never get it back. I just want to leave this game with level head intact. End quote. You see, ladies and gentlemen, Eminem is telling you the real truth. He sold his soul to the devil. He feels that he will never get it back. He feels it is too late. All he's trying to do is keep his head intact. In other words, not lose his mind. He might as well go all out and just live this life and enjoy this life because it is too late for him. He feels that his salvation has already been lost. He's telling you the truth, and he's telling you that if he would go back, he would never pick up the mic and run with that brass ring that was offered to him by Satan's agent. Because when he took that brass ring and began to run with it and became the torchbearer of the rap industry in his time, he became an agent of Lucifer. When you become an agent of Lucifer, you have a contract. You are permanently bound to obey the rules. You can't tell the truth. You have to keep pressing forward. Your fame will never end. The only way out of this fame is death. Now, while Eminem is in a wrestle against his demonic alter ego, Slim Shady, and he is struggling internally, all the albums which he releases that Slim Shady guides him, these are albums filled with demonic messages. Nothing of it is good. Nothing of it is beneficial to you. It's doctrines of demons. Now let's put a pause on Eminem and let's go and visit Machine Gun Kelly, or MGK. Hopefully this will allow you to understand that you are trapped and you need to come out of the pendulum effect. Because MGK came out with an album with a song called Rap Devil. Does the exact same pose as Eminem or Slim Shady, with the devil horns above his forehead or right in between his forehead. Now that is very significant because now you have two rappers. One claims to be a rap god, the other claims to be a rap devil. In a sense, what they are outlining to you is the great controversy, God versus the devil. You've got Jesus Christ versus Satan. However, we all know that Eminem is no saint, and Eminem is not portraying any image of a saint, because Eminem is troubled and he has an alter ego which is actually a demon. The devil is utilizing these two individuals to feed your minds with something, to keep you trapped. Did you know that Eminem, in several videos, just like other celebrities including Rihanna and many other top artists, he had a video, and in this video Slim Shady had to partake in a bloodbath where he was covered with blood in his music video. Likewise also, MGK just happened to also be dipping himself in blood, and this is in a bathtub similar to Eminem's. It is a blood oath, it is a blood ritual. What they are doing is something that they have to do. Rihanna, the exact same thing. The list of these people who partake in these bloodbaths, that list is endless. It's all for a reason why they are doing these scenes of bloodbaths. It's because it is a satanic ritual and these people are involved in it. So when you see these two people fighting one another, They are not fighting against one another to destroy one another, but they are both giving you the Hegelian dialectic. Remember, the Hegelian dialectic is a formula of how to keep people trapped and how to control people. That's the exact same formula that the globalists use. That formula states that if you have a thesis, you must have an antithesis or antithesis, and the resulting solution is your synthesis. I just don't seem to understand how people can still think that these people are actually against one another and they are actually on the verge of destroying one another when they both have taken the same oath, they both have sold their souls to the devil, they both are on the same side, literally. You see, the enemy of these people, the people who they are against, are those who are not on the same side as them. If you have not taken an oath to become rich and famous, if you have not sold your soul to the devil to become famous like these people, they are your enemy and you are their enemy. Light and darkness cannot mix. You know what comes to mind? There's a Bible passage in which when Jesus was driving out and casting away demons away from people, the Pharisees accused him of casting out devils by the power of Satan himself. And this is the response that Jesus gave them. Listen to the words found in Luke 11 verses 16 to 18. The Bible says, "And others, tempting him, sought of him a sign from heaven. But he, knowing their thoughts, said unto them, Every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and a house divided against a house falleth." Verse 18, "If Satan also be divided against himself, how shall his kingdom stand? Because ye say that I cast out devils through Beelzebub." Let this sink into you, ladies and gentlemen. Let this really sink into your minds, because although you may see that these people are feuding and fighting with one another, it's all to keep you entertained, it's all to keep you preoccupied, it's all to distract you, and actually the main agenda behind all of this is to strip you and rob you of your eternal salvation, because you are stuck in a pendulum that swings back and forth, and that pendulum is the influence of the public. Wherever the celebrities go, the majority of people flock. Thus, when the celebrities go to the left, social media and everybody else, the whole crowd goes to the left, and if they go to the right, everybody goes right. These celebrities are blind, but they do not realize that they are blind. Their eyes have been sealed shut. They think that they are wise, but because they lack the fear of God, they are become fools. Because the Bible says that the fear of the Lord is the beginning of all wisdom. If you do not have the fear of the Lord, you are not wise. And when you are in darkness, you cannot see your path. You don't know where you're going. You are heading into a path of destruction. And the people who follow these celebrities, they are ultimately blind people who are looking simply to follow a leader. That's why when you look at public figures, there's a phrase that goes like this: large crowds draw large crowds. Let me give you an example. If you go on YouTube and you type, let's say, VMA Awards, are you going to click on the video that has 900 views? Or are you going to click on the video that has 900,000 views? Oh, that's right. Large crowds draw large crowds. You know what I'm saying, man? You know what I mean? I think I just proved my point, man. Are you listening to me, man? I'm talking with echo. Anywho, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not going to waste your time. The bottom line is, large crowds do tend to draw large crowds. Now, if you are following the crowd just for the sake of fitting in, there's something wrong with you. You need to go and examine yourself, because you are to be separate from the world. You are supposed to be different, which means you are supposed to be special in your own way. Don't allow the influence of the world around you to pull you in so that you will live by the trends. Don't follow the trends. Following the trends of the world or of social media is following the majority. The crowd, the majority, is never on the right track. They never were right in the days of Noah. Only 8 people entered into the ark out of an entire civilization. Only 3 people came out of Sodom and Gomorrah, out of entire cities. Ladies and gentlemen, example after example is being illustrated to us that the majority is never on the right track. Even the majority rejected Jesus Christ. Only a few were the ones who accepted him, and he walked amongst them. The Son of God Most High came and he walked here on this earth, and many people rejected him. Don't be a victim of trends. Don't be a victim of these large crowds that go and flock to listen to Eminem or to follow MGK and to go and hear the next this or this and that. Ladies and gentlemen, once you do that, you are entering yourself into the pendulum effect, and you are essentially inside the playground of the demonic. You have entered into the playground of the devil. You are now being entertained by devil worshippers. Is that what you want? I will leave it at that. It's for you to choose. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Controversy 7. Thank you for tuning in and for joining me. You take good care of yourselves, be safe, and I'll see you guys next time.